Hello, comic fans. This is Ryan of Ryan's Comics, and I want to welcome you to Ryan's Comics' first webcast. I will be attempting to do a weekly video update of what's hot in the shop. I will be touching on subjects from new comics, statues, games, and more. Today is Batman. People come in all the time and ask, Ryan, which Batman title should I read? My answer is Batman. But I'm not knocking Detective, Dark Knight, or Batman and Robin, but these titles, which I will go over in reviews to come, are flashy with lots of action, but with no real story substance. Batman really shows you why Scott Snyder is a great writer. The most recent issue of Batman #4 dives more into how Bruce reacted to his parents' death when he was a child and how it's made him into the detective he is today. The history portion of this book gives you a deeper insight into the psyche of Batman and brings about a villain that has been a myth for longer than Bruce has been alive. Watching him unravel the clues really shows you the extent of what the master detective can really do. The Batman universe has been exploring the deep history of Gotham lately, and the mystery of the Court of Owls, which has been in the recent stories, has really started the new Batman off right. Which is still a first printing and still $2.99. Check that out. One of my biggest sleeper titles is Catwoman. You may have heard some mixed reviews about it, mainly being a softcore in the first issue. I think everyone's exaggerating, and I think showing Batman and Catwoman finally getting together physically is something all fanboys and girls have been waiting for. The story is only on issue 4 and has evolved into something that I would say is DC's top titles being released monthly. There was action, mystery, and of course plenty of stealing. What do you expect from Catwoman? Judd Winnick is doing an amazing job of exploring all angles of this character and gets you deeper into the Gotham world. Plus you get to see Catwoman kick some serious butt. So good. Daredevil. Right now, Daredevil is one of Marvel's most talked about books. I've even heard some reviewers go as far as to say that it's the best Marvel has to offer on the shelves. If the old Daredevil was a little too dark and dreary for you, then the current run is definitely your chance to give Daredevil a second go. Mark Waid and Paulo Rivera have created a much more lighthearted feel to their book as they tell the story of Matt Murdock trying to get back on his feet after his little meltdown in Shadowland. One of the greatest things about this title is very reader-friendly, and even if you have no knowledge of the main character's history, you can still pick up this series and enjoy it from the first issue without feeling left in the dark. If you've read Shadowland, then you know that Daredevil is a great book. He went through a lot of personal issues in Shadowland, and if you haven't read Shadowland, that's one of my #1 recommendations for a Daredevil fan. Daredevil. The Walking Dead has definitely taken off in the last year due to the new TV show that they released and all the hype behind it. I don't know about you guys, but at the same time this was being highly promoted, I was getting a little tired of the undead. Initially, I was against this title, and as I started getting through the first volume, I realized it was a little bit more about human survival than anything else. And I know what you guys are saying, undead again? I'm so tired of Twilight. Well, this isn't a Twilight book. Robert Kirkman definitely brings a new light to zombies and how the world would really be affected if it was a zombie apocalypse. This is a shock factor book, which makes it a page turner, mostly because you want to see which main characters dies first. They're in the 90s issue so far, and it's not so climactic right now. The single issues are fairly slow, and I would suggest picking up the collected issues in trade or hardcover. Walking Dead. Walking Dead. Now, besides the titles that we already talked about, I'll talk about my current top 5 Marvel books. Venom, Wolverine and the X-Men, Fantastic Four, Journey into the Mystery, and the New Avengers. Venom is just an all-around good book. Flash Thompson's back at it, has the Venom suit, has his legs back, just great all-around action book. Wolverine and the X-Men, Wolverine finally is in charge, started his own school, the Jean Grey Academy. Really solid story. The Hellfire Club joined to fight them in the first story arc. Really good, really solid. Fantastic Four, all I can say is Johnny Storm is back, and he's a general. Really good. If you saw what happened to Johnny Storm in the Negative Zone before, you can't wait to see what happens now. He's back and he's ready to fight. Journey to the Mystery goes into so much more deeper stuff than Fear itself actually showed. So good. Loki and Thor and Odin, all personalities that you don't really get to dive into because most of Thor's books are kind of slow. So Journey to the Mystery gives you the background of all these characters that we've gone to love. The New Avengers, can't wait for the new title to come out. Norman Osborn is just doing work in this title. He has teamed up with Hydra and it's going to take over the world. I know it. Now I'm going to go over a little thing that I call the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to do this from time to time to highlight what the obvious picks of the week should be and what you should really try to stay away from. Being part of the comic industry, my biggest job is to make sure that I guide everyone to read the best things possible. And sometimes they put stuff in print that I'm not too happy about. First, we'll start about the good, Amazing Spider-Man. Just coming off the epic battle of Spider Island, the Vulture is back with a gang of younger generation Vultures that are out for Spidey's head. We all Spidey fans know that when they bring these old characters back, they always recreate it, and it's very, very good. This recent story was interrupted by a Sinister Six arc that is in issue 676. I would say the last three issues, including 674 and 675, are all must-reads. Now the bad, the Green Arrow of the New 52. All I gotta say is trying way too hard. The original charm of what we all come to know in the Green Arrow is completely gone. Too much focus on everything not related to being a true hero. I would say if you see this, I wouldn't pick it up. Now, the ugly, Hawk and Dove. Rob Liefeld, what are you doing? This artist needs to retire. I'm actually quite confused on why this is even in print. If you ever see this title, run for the hills. Well, that's a quick wrap for what this week, and I really enjoyed doing this for the first time. If you see anything that you want me to improve on or talk about more, let me know. Like I said, this is my first time doing this, and I would appreciate the feedback. I'll be adding graphics and stuff like that soon to come, but right now we're just trying to figure it out and check out the kinks and see what people really need. So just let me know what you want to see more of, and we'll try to make it happen for you. Thank you for tuning in, and let me know if you have any other questions. Thank you.